So in 2011, when you were trying to convince your House and Senate Republicans to not bring the economy to the brink, to go ahead and pass this debt limit, here's what you said. You said, you know, there's too much risk associated with that, and the focus here needs to be on the economic security of Americans and not politics. How is today any different when Republicans, in their demands for an increase in the debt limit, which is basically just paying the bills that they've already incurred, a list of political demands, including Keystone, medical device tax, all of these things that are their political wish list. How is this not about politics?
Well, it's about the economy. It's about jobs. About, are we going to do something that's going to secure a better future for our children and grandchildren? You know, the president is asking for what would be the equivalent of $1 trillion increase in our debt limit, which, by the way, is so we can incur obligations and liabilities in the future. So, you know, the bills are going to get paid, the debt holders are going to get paid. The important thing, though, is when you do a debt limit increase, you take a look at what's causing the debt and try and do something about it. And we have an opportunity here to put in place some spending reforms to grow the economy at a faster rate, which will help us deal with the deficits and the debts that we're running right now. But to your point, Stephanie, if you look at past statements, the president in 2006 said that voting to raise the debt limit would be a failure of leadership. He called it unpatriotic,
But
and now he's saying,
he
I want a clean
hold-
debt limit. I don't want any discussion.
He didn't hold the debt limit hostage.
No, but to that point, Senator Markey, I mean, to Senator Thune's point, Senator Obama voted against raising the debt ceiling in 2006. Vice President Joe Biden voted 3 times against raising the debt ceiling. Harry Reid twice, Nancy Pelosi once in 2004. I'm sure I don't have to tell you, but you voted against bills that would have raised the debt ceiling in 2005, 4, 3, 2, and 1997. Why is now the first time anyone's ever wanted to debate raising the debt ceiling?
We just went through this in 2011.
Right.
We already saw the stock market drop 2,000 points. We already saw markets tremble across the entire planet. We just did it. We understand what the consequences
Why
are.
are the
And so
consequences today
the
different
point
than
is
they
that
were
we
those
have
6 votes you took to not to raise the debt ceiling?
We have just learned this lesson in 2011. Both Democrats and Republicans who might have had any views in the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s, we just went through it. You don't want to repeat history. I agree with you. We should not attach anything to the debt ceiling. It would be irresponsible.
No, that's not what I say.
It would be irresponsible.
We don't want to default.
We don't want to default.
We should attach some spending cuts and deficit
But we
cannot
have
and
a
that's
default
been done more
on-
than 20 times.
Right, but there's not a threat. There's never a threat of default.
By the way, of those 20 times, more often when the Democrats controlled both houses of Congress than not. I mean, the huge majority of this has been on when Democrats had control of Congress. There is history to this, there is precedent to this, and all the big budget deals going back to 1985 came as a result of being done in association with the
because Democrats were doing that responsibly. They weren't threatening default.
Oh, okay.
But I do want to come back to something that you said, Senator Thune. You said this is about incurring future spending. We will still be able to pay our bills. So are you saying that not increasing the debt limit, risking default in our debt, is not catastrophic?
No, I'm saying I'm saying we need to raise the debt limit. Of course, we need to pay our bills. Of course, we want to make sure that we don't default. But we ought to do something about the debt.
So,
and it's like increasing the amount that you can charge on your credit card. It's so that we can borrow money in the future to pay our bills. But saying that we can't pay our past bills,
bills that we've already incurred,
that we can't
bills
pay our
that we've
past
already
bills,
incurred.
It's future borrowing
We've already
authority.
racked this stuff up.
It's future borrowing authority.
So one last question for you. There's reports that Senator Reid may bring up a clean debt limit bill on the Senate this week. Are you saying that you're going to vote against that?
I don't think it'll pass in the Senate.
Are you going to vote against it?
Well, I'll look at what he brings up, but I don't.
A clean debt limit.
I want to see us have a discussion and debate about what we're going to do to reduce the debt in association with raising the debt limit. And by the way, the American people agree with that by a 2-to-1 margin. And the other thing I want to point out is this is the kind of thing that requires engagement by the president. And when the president says, I am not going to negotiate, the Senate Democrats say I'm not going to negotiate. Now, if it's so hard for him to pick up the phone and call John Boehner, I'd be happy to slip a note to the Speaker.
No, you're right. Those are
if
conversation enders.
necessary.
The president is ready to negotiate, just not at the cost of our entire economy being put at risk. He is saying, please sit down. We'll talk about oil company tax
Do what I
breaks.
ask
We'll
first,
talk
and then
about
we'll
the
talk
defense
about
budget,
things.
but you cannot do it with a gun to your
We gotta go.
head.
We gotta
because
go.
The price will be paid by the American economy.